Hello, my name's Chris Yapp. I'm a patron of NACE, and I've worked with the organisation for many years now, and I am a futurist. I've worked with organisations to think about the future, and for 30 years now I've been thinking about the future of education. All of the teenagers in our schools now, and many even in primary school now, know the name Greta Thunberg. We are talking about a climate emergency. We are talking about a change in the world that many of our children now want to see us as adults do something about this to save the planet for them and their generation. So our school's in a good place to do anything about it. Are we doing the right things? So let me ask the first poll question that we will ask on the day. Does your school have a zero carbon plan? Where are you with it? Are you just talking about it? Do you have some plans in place? The point is that we're all going to have to. We're going to have to do it as families, we're going to have to do it as communities, and we're going to have to do it as schools. And so what I want to do is to start thinking about what the challenges are for schools, to think about how we go zero carbon at the school level. Now, the first and most important thing, of course, is that we don't have all the answers. I don't have all the answers. The Green Movement doesn't have all the answers. We have some of the answers, and they will evolve over time. When we're trying to teach this and think about curriculum, how do we do assessment for things for which we don't yet have the answers? Do we go solar? How do we do our recycling? What can we do about plastic waste? All of these things that get the whole of the school running to run the school itself, but also become useful input to forming the curriculum in all the different disciplines. Now, that's a very different way of thinking about teacher training. It's a very different way of thinking about the development of curriculum. We have to start thinking about models in here, but the consequences of us not doing it will not be good for our children and our grandchildren. So we as adults will be failing them if we don't actually address these issues in a serious way. Now, of course, many of our gifted and talented individuals are already worrying about this. They're thinking about it, they're getting passionate about it, they want to do. Is what we teach them in school relevant to their interest? So what I want to cover in my seminar will be, what are the challenges for us as parents, as governors, as teachers, in creating an environment where the whole of the school becomes an experimental lab for thinking about everything from sustainable food, the kind of diets of the future, the kind of science of the future, but also the society that we're building. And that, I think, is going to be the great challenge. But also, no school can do it on its own. No company can do its own. No country can do its own. So we need to think about the relationships between schools and their communities, between schools and universities, between schools and industry, because it's really now time to think about schools without walls. And if we start thinking about schools without walls and we start thinking about the environmental challenge, I believe that we can create a very rich curriculum that can motivate teachers, that I think it can motivate pupils, and actually we can do good for the planet, do good for our society, and above all, I think what it will help us to do is to focus on building, a different model of a school, but one that actually works with the environment rather than sees itself as escaping from. And I think that challenge is the greatest challenge of the 21st century, and I'm up for it, and I hope you will be. Thank you.